Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday.
How you guys doing?
Thank you all for joining us today at Madam Mayor's Adventures live at 5.
So, an exciting week.
So, it's been an action-packed week.
It's action-packed, but it may not be like roller coaster, put your hands up action-packed.
Woo! No,
But, that's okay.
it makes the week fly by, that's for sure.
It's the lake life, okay? The lake life is slow and easy, stress-free.
I thought that was island time.
That's island time, but this is lake life. There's
So,
not as many waves.
so moving into a new place takes a lot of work.
It does, yep.
And it's taking a lot more than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's taken more time. There were a lot of little things I guess we wanted to get done, and really one or two major things that I'm still working on. I can't really elaborate to them, but I can tell you once it's done a little bit.
Thank you, Melinda. We're tooting the horn over here.
Hey, Melinda. Buck, buck, buck.
So yeah, it's just been a lot of extra work. So I know we're excited. We want to go on an adventure. I know everybody would probably like us to as well.
We would like to.
Yeah, I really, really want to. I'm like, oh.
We'd like to go north before the snow flies.
But there's still a few things that we have to wrap up before we can hit the road. But
Yeah.
hoping in the very near future we can get doing some fun stuff. But in the
Yes.
meantime, we've just been doing some fun stuff around here mixed in with the work. And of
Yeah.
course, shopping and all that stuff, trying to fix up the cabin.
Yeah, the time really gets away from you because, when you want to get some things done, and of course the editing takes a while, and then trying to find more material takes time because you're not out on the road. It's a little easier to get the material, but it takes a while to put it together.
I'm sure most people know life can get in the way and cram up your schedule. You might have this pretty little schedule all drawn out, and then life happens and messes things up a little bit. But you just do the best you can and don't be too hard on yourself. I know in my younger years, I was really hard on myself and I had to get everything done, and I had a huge list, and I wouldn't stop until I dropped at night. And I did get a lot of stuff done, but I wore myself out. So I'm not that hard on myself anymore to do that. I don't believe that's what God wants for us. So I try to mix it up.
We had another nice church service this morning. We really like this church. We like the way that it's set up, and it's non-denominational, and they're very welcoming of everyone. And right now they go through the Bible front to back, and then they go back through it. But they're not doing it chronologically. I did ask the pastor about that, if they'll ever go through the Bible chronologically, because as you know, it's not written in order. And they said that would it would be a lot of jumping around, and I get that. So
yeah, it doesn't flow really well in that manner.
But when we just started going there, they were in Revelations already, and we're continuing in Revelations. We're up through chapter 8, so it's been pretty scary actually, Revelations. But hey, it's coming.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Revelations, and there's a lot of speculation in there.
Mm-hmm. The pastor does a good job, though, of explaining, what things are, and he's open to, it could be this, or it could be that, but he'll throw some things out too. Because I really don't see it being this. And
yeah,
throw that out.
Because the Bible isn't written in a fashion where it just tells you everything you need to know about everything, because you'll only be finding out what God wants you to find out. So there is a lot of speculation, but you can deduct things that would make sense from it all.
Mm-hmm. You got to remember the time that it was written too.
So I love going there on Sundays. I feel privileged to be able to attend there. Also love that we get to take a nice motorcycle ride there.
Yeah, we usually take the bike on that because it's a a cool morning. It's not. We go to the early service, so it's not hot yet. And there's not much traffic on the road yet. So it's nice. You're driving through cornfields and soybean fields and weaving your way around. There's a couple of nice curves that you can lean into that, are pretty cool. Give it a little throttle coming out the other side and hear it rumble. You guys know what I'm talking about.
It's just a nice time to get to enjoy the surroundings around you and, talk to God a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's just a blessing. And I just, again, love where we've landed, enjoying Tennessee.
You met some more nice people.
Yep. Every day we meet some more nice people.
These yard sales were nice. We even asked them, hey, do you mind if we film? We asked them because it's private property.
Yeah. So that was yesterday, we went to a bunch of yard sales and an estate sale looking for deals. So we made a video about that. We'll put that one out this week. And it was just a good time. We've been hitting the thrift stores, and even the people in the thrift stores are so nice.
Yeah, super nice.
So we know we've landed in the right place, and it feels good. You can ride around looking at everything, smiling, and just appreciating everything. And that's the best way to go throughout your day, is to have a grateful heart and just recount the things that you're grateful for. After you start listing all those things, it's hard to be in a bad mood. So
yeah, and in one of the thrift stores, the owner, she was like, she wasn't real sure about it, but there was a lady standing there. It's like, oh,
was that the volunteers?
Yeah, I think one of the volunteers was standing there. Oh, it can really be a good thing. You should do it.
I think they were both volunteers.
Oh, were they? But yeah, so we get a welcome response too when we talk about what it is we do and what we're showing and what we're not showing. So
it's nice to be in a positive atmosphere.
So we got a couple good deals. We don't want to spoil it because there is a video about it. But we got a bookshelf, and you remember some other things we got?
No.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna say. She's gonna let them watch the video. All right. We did find a great place to work out. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
That's been a blessing too this week. Getting back into the gym scene. We went about 2 times, and we did a lot of walks around the neighborhood. And one thing I can tell you is, when you haven't worked out in a while, we did some when we were in Wainwright, but I think this week we were hitting it a lot harder. And the DOMs. And those of you who work out know what the DOMs are. The delayed onset muscle soreness is for real. So you do a leg workout and it's Jello City. You can't even walk.
So we were working out at the fitness center on Arnold Air Force Base, and what a great place to work out.
It really
It's got
is.
everything. It's not just like your Planet Fitness, because we've both been members of Planet Fitness, and then when COVID came on, we canceled the membership and never went back. But it's also a little more at Planet Fitness than it used to be. It used to be $10. Now it's $15.
Everything's a little bit more.
So, but what's great about this, it's not just a gym. Like Planet Fitness, pretty much, that's just a gym. A lot of the gyms on a base, in the larger bases, you got a lot of the bigger, younger guys, and they're throwing weights around a little bit. Sometimes they're intimidating, with their hula workouts and all that, and that can intimidate some of the women patronage that they don't want that. And Planet Fitness actually has a horn, I think, that goes off if you're
it's a little alarm
if you're bowing up or whatever, and carrying your 1 gallon water jugs like you're a machine. And it's anyway. So getting back to the story.
Real it is.
So this fitness center has an indoor basketball court. It has squat racks. It has all the machine weights that you can think of. I think there's 10 to 12 in each row, 3 to 4 rows. And it's all air conditioned, a little bit on the cool side, so you can work out and not really over sweat yourself.
Because I know I'm always hot lately.
And the thing that's really nice about it is the lack of crowds. You can walk up to any machine, you're not waiting. You can grab the free weights, the dumbbells. You're not waiting. There's plenty of them. So that's nice. Another thing that they have that's really great They also have a racquetball court, but one's enough for this location because they really don't have a
And
lot
people
of.
play pickleball there too.
And then there's a pickleball set up in the other racquetball court. And then in the locker rooms, they have saunas in both the men and women's locker room. So that's kind of an upscale. But the one thing we really liked, the thing that we finally did, you want to tell them what we finally did it?
Finally, couples massage.
Couple massage. So they have these 2 chairs, and these are some high-end chairs. You put your feet into the cradles, your arms into the cradles, and it massages you from toe to the back of your neck and everywhere.
I mean, it's really nice.
And you can select it. We just didn't know what to expect, so we hit the 30-minute massage. I think I chose.
It was 20.
20. I chose the Chinese massage because I didn't know. I just pushed one, let it go.
There was lots of options.
And it runs down your back and all the way
I have to
down
check this off the list as couples massage because Brett, I don't know if we'll ever get him to go get a massage. Have you ever went and got a massage?
I have. I've been kind of disappointed with them. They do one spot really well, and that's.
Oh, well, I've had some fantastic massages because my friend Casey, who does massages, is phenomenal.
Oh.
So I was spoiled. And so I could never get Brett to go do a couples massage. So I had to check this chair massage off as we were sitting next to each other as our couples massage.
It was actually, I felt good after. I mean, I felt like I was completely. I mean, it's got like these little balls in there, and it runs down your spine and across your neck, and even your butt. It gets to your butt, and then the upper part of the back of your leg, your feet, your calves. I mean, everything. I thought it was pretty thorough. The only thing it didn't do was my head,
I will say it's not as good as my friend Casey, but I'll take it. Because Casey doesn't live near here. So.
Yeah, she's a little far away.
But yeah. There was one thing I could never convince him to go do. So I'm finally checking that off the box. That's as close as we'll get.
Well, I've had some. It's just that I was disappointed with them. And then you pay a whole bunch of money. It's like, and these chairs are free. You don't have to put money in them. They're free. And that's the best thing about it. You have the access to all these facilities. You have the access to the massage chairs. And like at Planet Fitness, I think some of them have a water table massage, and those are cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have the higher level membership, and then you have to get on a list. And then after your workout, you're waiting for your turn or for your window.
And there's a nice walking trail right behind the gym. So after your workout, you can go hit the trail and take a nice walk.
And as we were walking around the trail, it's 1.75 miles. As we were walking around the trail, there's other people. Right around lunchtime, they start to come from the parking lots. We noticed there's some trailheads that come from the parking lots, and people in suits, and they got their badges around their neck and stuff. But they're taking a walk during lunch. So there's a whole lot of people that work there that use the gym during lunch. Mostly the walking trail.
Really nice.
It is nice.
And I can say, outside of the muscle soreness, how much better I feel this week, having gone and worked out. Plus, I've been doing a new eating plan, which has been helping a lot, and it's been easy to stick with. So it's a lot of food prep and cutting stuff up. So if you don't like to be in the kitchen, you might have to go buy your stuff already chopped up, but I don't mind it. You just have to plan for it. So when you're clean eating or eating more healthy, it's a lot of chopping up stuff and preparing every couple of days, but you can prepare a couple of days, if not the whole week, in one shot. So that helps a lot. So when you're in a hurry, you don't grab the wrong stuff. I will say this week, which, usually the first week where you're eating better, you tend to lose the most amount of weight. But tomorrow morning would be my official weigh-in, even though we're not going so much by the weight already. I just checked it today just so I could let you guys know that I've lost 7 pounds already.
Yay.
So yay!
7 pounds. That's good.
Super nice when you can see some movement on the scale.
Yeah.
But the most important part is how you feel, and I feel so much better. So that's a blessing.
And I've lost 5 pounds, but I'm not doing the strict diet.
No, he's not. He's not at all.
I'm just I'm really just reining in on the extras.
But as the ladies know, guys always lose faster and easier. So
I used to, if I could run.
We're all jelly of
I can't
that.
run anymore, but if I could run, I could lose it like that. Because running does two things. It boosts your metabolism so you don't feel hungry, and it burns more calories. Yeah, and then because you're working out, you don't feel as hungry, so you don't eat as much. So it's a win-win. But again, if you're not active and you're not doing those things, then you tend to eat more, because now what you're doing is you're kind of you're trying to eat to satisfy, a hunger that shouldn't be there.
The
But
biggest
anyway,
thing you need to do is drink more water
Yeah, I don't
so you
drink
can
enough
flush
water.
it out. So that's the biggest recommendation I have for anybody is to drink more water.
But we've really noticed that when we started doing videos, it's like, oh man, I don't like the way I look. And I know that the camera adds weight to you, but still, I don't like the way I look. So, I don't need to have the 6-pack, but we definitely got to get rid of the beer gut. I don't even drink beer.
You don't want the keg?
I may drink a beer here and there if it's hot, like I've been working out, or it's a hot day, or we're on the boat. But I'm more of a mixed drink kind of guy. I can do a Crown and Coke kind of thing. That's what I like more.
I love water and coffee.
And so I don't drink nearly as much in the summer as I probably do in the wintertime.
And as you get older, as most people know, it's harder to lose weight.
Yeah, it's harder.
So you got to be more mindful of what you're putting in your body.
It takes a lot more effort.
It certainly does. It does not come off like it did in your 20s. That's for certain.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice to feel better. You got to take care of this bodysuit we got.
Yeah, you only get one, right?
Yep, you only get one. And we're wearing them out. So,
a couple people, we've been watching a few other live streams, Veteran Nation. More recently, we've been watching some of his. We don't set a clock and decide to watch. It's just like we're in between activities, and I was looking to see who's live or who was just live and try to catch part of it and forward through it and just kind of get the highlights. And sometimes I'll chime in. Like the other day, I was on watching Veteran Nation. We're cooking dinner, stuff like that. We'll have it.
It's usually Brett on.
Yeah, it's usually me.
Because I've got so much other stuff going on in the background.
Megan was on with Tug, and they were having if it's a grabbing content, then I'll listen to it. So we were listening to them and we'll chime into the chat, let people know that we're listening, let them know we're there. But they were pretty good, and there's some misconceptions I think about some the way we were taught, and we were taught, so we don't know it all. You don't make as much money on these live streams as you do making a video. You do with the live streams. You do get. I think YouTube is just starting to lace in the commercials, or when you close your live, you can go back and place commercials. But you make more. You actually make more money doing the videos than you do the live streams, and a lot of people like doing the live streams because they're quick, they're easy. You don't have to edit them, and when you're off, you're off. But live streams are more conducive to when you're trying to either build a community or you're trying to respond more interactively with your audience. And so a lot of the lawyer-based ones, I understand why they're doing live streams so they can interact. But with the channels such as ours, we tend to go more with the video content. Like if you're doing an activity, because then I think it's more entertaining when it's a prepped video and people want to see it. It's a little more. It's less interactive, but you still get the comments. But when you do a video, you can place the commercials, so you're getting paid. The only thing you're missing on the videos is the super chats. But do people really send a lot of super chats? They're nice and they're welcome. I'm not getting them wrong. I'm just saying that unless you have a huge following, like close to 1 million people, you're not getting a whole lot of money from the super chats.
Is that what they were talking about?
I'm
not on those. I said, I'm doing a lot of stuff in the background, so I'll just ask Brett to give me the down low,
the
Cliff Notes, because I don't really have time. I have a lot of stuff going on.
It wasn't a main topic they were talking about. They just skipped across it. And so it was a subject that I was interested in, I guess.
Okay. I'm learning too. I'm just sitting here listening.
So, and we were told, I don't want to say how we were told, but live chats are for the lazy people and making videos are for creators, was the consensus I get from the learning that I learned.
Okay.
I was like, wow, okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Anything else
No,
on that subject?
Not on that subject.
Okay.
Say we're real. We're keeping it real.
It's hard, like throughout the week, I'm trying to do so many different things and now trying to add in the new eating plan and working out and having the channel. There's just so much going on. It's hard you really got to schedule. And so I bought a little planner. I'm trying to write stuff in the planner. And then I don't know if anybody's heard of NuSkin, the company. So I'm affiliate with them and I use their products. So I try to make some time to learn more about the company and the different products. And it's hard to cram it all in.
And NuSkin is not a new company. They've been around a while, and you've been using them long before you became a YouTube.
Oh, years. I've been using them for years. And they have great products, but again, it's something I would like to dedicate some more time to, but I haven't figured out quite yet how to work it completely into my schedule. So I just have my toes in that as well. So that's a lot of this stuff. Brett will just give me the cliff notes on a lot of things because I have just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we do a lot of things, but not a lot of it is entertaining. Like to try and share with you guys, it's just not. It's not going to grab you, and we get that. So
what else did we do this week? We went out on the jet ski, and that was a lot of fun.
We got some things registered finally. So
that's a process.
Yeah. It's a lot cheaper here to register vehicles than it is in Florida. Florida has this thing that I really don't like. Well, there's a couple things I don't like, but a lot of states do it. I think Tennessee does it a little bit, but not. Florida has a thing called an impact fee, and I absolutely don't agree with it. It's $225. Last time I checked, I think they hit us for $225, and that's if you're getting a new plate. They want to charge you with an impact fee on top of a 6%, I believe it is, of the value. Now, what does the value have to do with registration fees? So let me take. I've always had this. I don't understand it because like Alaska doesn't do it. They do flat fee. I think it's $100 for a car and it's $30 for a trailer or a motorcycle. It's flat fee, and I think it's a 2-year tag. They don't even have a 1-year tag. Now, if I'm not getting that right, Jason, let me know because it's been a while. But so there's a fee associated with the value. So what do people do? They always lie on the title. They'll sign it, and if it's a private owner to private owner kind of thing, they'll lie on the money and to lower the fee because no one really cares if it's real or not. Just put a realistic number in there. But if you buy from a dealership, they're not going to lie for you. They're going to put that big price tag, and then you're going to get hit with a whole bunch of extra fees when you go to title it. So the problem that I have with Florida specifically is that on top of that sales tax, now they want to impose an impact fee on top of that. So you're paying thousands of dollars to get a vehicle registered. I mean, it really makes you scratch your head and go, man, is this thing really worth registering? Like, is it really worth doing the right thing? Because they're taking too much money. And I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't do the right thing, but it makes you question. It makes you ask yourself. It does. So, but what I've liked about Tennessee is they don't have the impact fee that Florida. I think that's illegal. They should throw it out because you're buying the plate. You own the plate.
What I don't understand about that real
you're
quick.
You're probably getting ready to say it. When you move to another state.
Is why you have to return it. It's not even just moving to another state. It's even if that car is inoperable anymore, if you cancel your insurance, a bunch of different things. You bought that plate. You
bought
own
the
that
plate.
plate.
You own the plate.
So you shouldn't have to send it back. But
Right.
they like to play that little game that if you don't send the tag back, they're going to suspend your license. They're going to cancel your insurance. They're going to do all these penalties. And I don't understand that when you bought the tag already.
You bought the tag. You already own it. So
I think that's just another way for them to hit you with more fines and penalties, because how many times does things get lost in the mail? Number one, let's be realistic. I used to work for the Postal Service. We all know things get lost all the time there. So again, it could not be your fault. You mailed it in and now your stuff is getting suspended and you're getting penalized. But you shouldn't even get that because you bought the tag already. So that's my big problem with that situation.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then they have a form that you can fill out. If you have a 1-year tag, Florida, you have the option on vehicles 1 year or 2 year. You don't get a discount. So if it's, let's say, if it's $25 a year, you're gonna pay $50 for 2 years, for instance. That's an example. So you can fill out a form, turn your tag in, and they'll look at possible. The way they word it is really ludicrous. It's basically a gray area, and they have the right to or not to refund the unused portion of your tag. But if you have a 2-year tag, they say it doesn't qualify. Does that make any sense?
That's why I never got the 2-year tag anyway.
They may credit you, let's say 3 months, but they won't credit you 15 months.
It's like when I worked at the post office, when people would come in to renew their PO box. And you'd ask them, do you want to pay for 6 months or do you want to pay for a year? Most of the people would tell you, just do 6 months, because I don't know if I'm going to be around after that.
Right.
You know, I could be unalived. So why should I pay for that extra 6 months? And that's what they would say. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I can't disagree with that logic. So
now here you can register your boats. All they do is they title the boat, but you do the registration online. So they give you all the information. You go online and you can pick whether you want to register it for 1, 2, or 3 years. And there is a discount at each step. There's a little bit of a discount. So then there's an encouragement to go 3 years. Now, from what we were told by the nice people at the, I'm going to call it DMV, but they call it the clerk's office, is that they were saying that you could, they had tried to get it past it, doing a 2-year tag, but they haven't passed it yet. So it keeps coming up and they keep turning it down. And I think there might be some logic to that. If everybody in the state renews for 1 year and there's no other option, then that's an income you can count on every year in the coffers. But if you do a 2-year tag, let's say half of those people do it because maybe there's a little discount if you go 2 years. Let's say half of that population does it. Well, now it's hard to budget because you don't know who did it and who didn't do it. So now you don't have that regular money coming. Let's say the state was used to getting, I don't know, $150 million on tag registrations. And now they have a 2-year option. Well, you don't know if you're going to be getting 80 or 150 for those that paid for 2 years, or 200,000. You don't know. And so it makes it a little harder to budget. Because you don't know who registered for the 2 and who registered for the 1. That's the only reason that I would say stick with the 1 and just keep doing it. But that's just me talking. You know, someone who is on the other side that knows more may think differently. And I can be convinced of something different if you present something different. If that makes sense. So anyway, my 2 cents.
Is that your beef about the tags?
That's my beef. That's my soapbox.
I saw in the chat that there was a couple of people who used to be affiliates with NuSkin. That's pretty cool. It's nice when people know what you're talking about. Yeah. But if anybody's seen, I do have a link to NuSkin. If anybody's interested in checking them out, that's what we're talking about, NuSkin.
And if you got questions, you can always email her at madammayorsadventures@gmail.com.
.com.
What else you got?
I don't know. What are we going to be doing this week?
Before we get to that, I did write down something, and some of this may bore you, but I have not talked about this before. Some of you veterans out there may find it interesting. Here they do have, I think Florida has it too, but they wanted a lot more money, so I didn't do it. But they do have military service plates here, and they're only $1. So I'm like, oh, what a deal. If you're a retiree such as myself, you bring in your final separation form. It's called a DD-214. I'm sure all of you are aware of it. The veterans are. And your DD-214 is basically a 1 page of your entire military history. It's got all your ribbons, your promotions, where you were stationed, what your rank. You even have I don't even know if it has a picture. I don't think the DD-214 has a picture. But if you were an officer, you get an ORB that has your picture, and it has all the basic information, the same information that the DD-214 does. But the DD-214 goes into more detail. So if you take that to your registrar's office, then you qualify. You not just qualify for like an Army plate. In my case, I served 23 years with the Army. You could also get, if you were in different campaigns, then you qualify to get different campaign plates. And so it's a little bit higher status, a little harder to get, because can't just everybody get them. So I have been to, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh. So I have been to several campaigns, so I had several plates to pick from. I did Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom. I did Iraq twice. I did Kuwait once and did the liberation of Kuwait, the Iraqi liberation. I was there for that. I did Desert Shield, Desert Storm. In addition to those deployments, I also did Turkey once. I did Korea twice. I did Alaska twice. So of those years, I think 13 of them were spent overseas. Alaska and Hawaii are considered overseas for the Army. So I did like 5 short tours to 1 long tour overseas. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that for the veterans. And I appreciate all the service that the veterans have done. It is a great sacrifice. It's hard on families. It's very hard on families. And sometimes kids don't understand the sacrifice. They don't understand why the dad's always away or the deploying mom. And the church is also, the church that we're attending is also spotlighting veterans in military service. So just wanted to say that.
I know someone did comment in the chat that we need to put up a line of sight because we're looking different ways. And I can say I'm trying to monitor the chat.
Okay.
So I'm looking for different comments or whatnot. I'm not sure what Brett's looking at, but.
Okay. So this is something we need to work on. This is kind of a new training thing because.
And it's different again with this camera.
Because when you're doing it with the phone is the camera. Here, your camera and your laptop, they're not always lined up. We tried to line them up, but if you're still seeing some of that, then I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So talking to a piece of plastic is more difficult.
Well, I think you're mostly keep looking at the computer.
I think I do. Yeah.
I keep trying to turn it away from him, but he keeps trying to look at it anyway.
I'll be more cognizant of it. So we're still working with this. This takes practice.
But I wish that they had a thing where you could just look at all the comments and not even see the screen. Just the comments. That would be super nice.
Maybe a white piece of paper over the keyboard.
Then it would be. Well, it doesn't blow that up anymore. I'm saying take this away so you can't look at that. Because you got to look at that. One day we might get that right. We'll see.
Correct.
I make no promises.
Are you getting some questions from the chat? Then I'll ask you.
Does anybody have any questions? Where's your mods? That's what I don't know.
That's a good question.
We only have 2 anyway. I do need to get some more mods. I do have 1 person I'm going to add, and I need to get on that. Any good thrift stores? We've been to a couple. I do want to check out some more. Mm-hmm. We haven't gone to the ones in Tullahoma yet.
No.
So there's a lot of surrounding towns to check out. Mm-hmm. I love thrift stores. It's like a cool bargain hunt.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know. Brett probably doesn't like them as much as I do.
Yeah, not quite as much. They don't have guy stuff there. They have knickknacks.
They don't have Brett stuff there.
Yeah, maybe.
So it is a little bit harder after a short period. He's like, all right, I've had enough of this now. And I could be hunting for that all day. So
yeah, I'm like, next.
So that's a little bit of a challenge sometimes, getting our activities to align.
So if you're wanting to be a moderator, list the reasons why you'd like to be a moderator. You have to be someone that probably likes to watch us, for one, and this doesn't inconvenience you. We do one live a week. It's this Sunday, this time. If this is a good time for you and you're interested in being a moderator, or you've done it before and you're interested in doing it, shoot Madam Mayor an email and she'll respond to you and check you out. And plus, we've had to fire some moderators. So, and some of them showed up and popped up on other channels. So we're not interested in them being our moderator anymore.
I don't want negativity.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. So if someone wanted to be a moderator and then you find out they're just causing drama in a bunch of places, that's no bueno.
Yeah. Or
it's not going to happen.
Or they're saying one thing to you and they're saying something else completely different.
I don't understand
whole game. We don't do that. We're not playing games. We don't expect the games to be played with us.
I like to stay away from the negativity. And if people want to go over there and watch that negativity,
go ahead.
Go over there, watch it, leave it over there. I don't have time for that in my life, so I don't even pay it any attention. It doesn't exist for me. Mm-hmm. So if you don't like it, I would suggest it shouldn't exist for you either. So I've always said what you feed grows and what you starve dies.
So we're trying to starve
I like
the
to
negativity.
Feed the positivity, and I just don't even focus or pay attention to any of that negativity. Nothing good will come of it.
All it does is it steals your joy.
Yep. I pray for those people that at some point they have a soft heart and start doing good things. And that's the only thing I can do where they're concerned. Otherwise, I just don't have the time. I have a focus, and my focus is on God and doing good things. And I hope God continues to use me to do good works. I'm not a perfect person. I try to make myself better every day, as I think everybody should, because none of us are perfect. Mm-hmm. And, we are better together, and we should all lift each other up and help make each other better. So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So,
any other questions in the chat that we can entertain?
Let me see.
Now, if you're asking something that we can't answer, we'll still address it. So we have taken the jet ski out on the lake. That was nice, and
that was fun.
We've only taken the boat out once, but we do want to get them out again. We want to maybe do a live from the boat. So we'll see if we can do that.
Someone wanted to know how the view was coming along with the water. We haven't gotten back to doing that.
Yeah, we really haven't done much with
Waiting for it to cool off a little bit more.
I trimmed some of the trees that were hanging over like that back driveway, but I haven't really gone down the hill because it's a steep ravine. I haven't really gone down in there and done much yet. Every morning though, we get up and we make our coffee and we go out on the it's the back porch. The back porch looks toward the water, and you can see the water glistening back there, and you can see little pockets of the water, but you'd be able to see a lot better if there was some like a tunnel to the water. But we haven't done that yet. But yes, it's on our list.
Oh, thank you, the scoop with clay. Let me give you a
thank you.
Someone asked what type of animals we've seen in our yard. Lots of deer.
Lots of deer. We have tons of deer.
Groundhog.
Squirrels. Birds. And people. Yeah, people walk their dogs and their dogs.
The cute doggies. So far, that's it for that. Someone else, if there's any good fishing spots. We still have to get fishing poles and our fishing licenses, so we haven't gotten into that yet.
Correct.
But that's something we definitely want to do in the future.
A lot of the yard sales have fishing poles. We just haven't pulled the trigger on that yet because I don't know what I need. I kind of need everything, and I don't know how to fish here.
And they want to know what kind of fish are in this lake.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I haven't even looked into that yet. I've heard, I think somebody said walleye. but there's probably quite a few different fish in there.
Rainbow, I really don't know. You could probably go and Google Tim's Ford Lake fishing, and it would tell you.
But yeah, I definitely can't wait until we're fishing. That'll be very nice.
Mm-hmm. We do like the lake. We were able to take the jet ski a little further than we took the boat. We took it about 15 minutes out, 15 minutes back, and it's a nice lake. There's some trees that come up out of the lake that are marked off, so you don't want to run into those.
I can't wait to get on that jet ski more.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It goes fast enough for me. There's ones that go way faster, but I don't see the need to go that fast.
It's fast enough.
Because as one young man told us yesterday at the gym, he's got one that goes a lot faster, and he said, but it's not really fun when you fall off, and he's young, so if it's that painful when you're young to fall off, I don't want to check that out at my age.
He said it went up in the 60s miles an hour.
I don't have a need. I think I went about 38.
When you're falling off a jet ski, when you're hitting water at that speed, you're going right across the water, so that doesn't feel good. It feels like concrete.
Someone wants to know when you're going to make a cooking video, Brett.
Cooking?
Yeah.
You cook it, I'll eat it. I can't cook. I try to help her cook. But try is the operative word. Cooking's not my forte.
I try to get him to help me to cook a lot, but usually he's waiting for the meal. But I try. I try my best.
I usually work on some other things, like I'm doing a little bit of
electrical. He finds something else to do conveniently, usually. Yeah. Let's be real. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I still try. Someone asked, have they got any Bible studies that you can have at home or church?
I'm sure they do. We're getting ready to do is it Follow Jesus study?
Yeah, and I think that one is 7 weeks long.
It's 7 weeks, but it's one night a week.
So that's going to be nice. This church has different programs like that you can go to. I think there's another one about discipleship, or I'm not sure exactly, and I think that one might be 12 weeks. But they do have what they call life groups. Some places call them small groups, and they do have Bible studies with that. We just haven't gotten into that yet. Right. We're trying to work everything into the schedule here and there. So hopefully, but we're going to be starting that Following Jesus series very soon. That'll be nice.
And that's another challenge with doing long adventures, like a week-long adventure, is that, you're not here for the Bible study. But there are still things within a day's drive we can go do for 3 or 4 days. We can definitely get that in, I think.
And another thing too, like I love Meadowbrook Church in Ocala. When I lived in Ocala, that's where I went. And I love that I can watch them online, and I still do throughout the week, because with all the stuff going on in the world today and all the negative, you need to keep putting in the positive, because it quickly escapes.
Yeah.
So you see how much negative is always hitting you coming in. Make sure that you're putting in the positive. So I'll watch Meadowbrook throughout the week. They have their service on Sundays that you can rewatch. They also have a podcast.
I was going to say the podcast.
And I also
Inside Out.
Yep. Inside Out with Pastor Tim Gilligan. And what is another one? There's another church that I'll listen to throughout the week. There's lots of different services you can tune into. You just got to find the ones you like. Not everybody likes the same one, and you should always listen to the ones as well as go to the church where you're going to thrive. And some people can't go to services because they're ill or they're disabled and can't make it. And watching them online is a great way to still catch it. You don't get the same energy, I would say, as if you attend the live service, but it's still the next best thing. And you just got to keep pumping the positive in. So that's what I do throughout the week, is just listen to a bunch of different stuff.
And this church really seems to push discipleship. They want you to be an active participant and follower of Jesus. And that's what we should all aspire to do. It's not to say that we're going to be, pastors or anything, but that's kind of where they guide you, because they have a couple different things you go through. We went through the first class called Next Step. I think it's called Next. our next step. And that's really just an introduction to the pastor where you can ask questions. We got a tour of the church. And then the next step is following Jesus. So we're going to do that 7-week class and see what we get out of that and see what the next step would be after that. I know they want to get you on. They have like 70% of the church actively participates. And that's amazing. That's a high number. And I mean, participates outside of just Sunday service.
Someone asked, what does a moderator do? Basically, the moderator, if people are being negative or nasty in the chat, they can zap them out of there. That's basically what their job is to do, is to make sure there's not any negative bashing going on, and just
negative bashing,
filter.
Foul language. We don't like foul language.
So that's basically what the moderator does. They're in the chat like normal, and you'll see they have a blue wrench next to their name, and they just make sure everything's going well. If somebody asked a question, like if somebody wanted to know what the NuSkin link was, or what our Amazon wish list is, or what our email address is, the moderator could put that up in the chat so people could see it
and click on it real easy.
Things like that, and just answer people's questions and get rid of the negative people. So that's basically what the moderators
And Jessica's one of our moderators. She must not be on tonight, but she's usually on.
Yeah.
And she's real good at grabbing those links.
I think the only two we have is Jessica and Deanna.
Yeah, we just got the two, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
And the other two, we had 4 at one time, we removed. Some bigger channels may have 10 or 20 moderators.
But they need it because their chat is like rolling crazy.
Yeah.
We don't plan on planting a garden at this time, because when you're traveling, you can't keep up with it, as well as the deer will probably eat it.
Yeah,
but at some point I would like to. But right now, I don't see that as something I'm going to try to throw into the mix of what I already have going on.
Schedule,
and that's another problem, where people will get so, you don't know what to do because you just threw too many things into your schedule. It's another tactic of the devil to try to keep you busied up so you can't focus on the most important things.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful that you don't take on too many things.
Right.
Everything may sound nice on paper, but when you have to start doing it all, it could cause you a lot of unneeded stress. So
that's a fact.
Sometimes it's better to keep it simple.
Yeah. And we enjoy our quiet time. Like, we take about an hour in the morning just drinking coffee, and there might be deer outside. We like to watch them eating.
I do want to put in some Crepe Myrtles, though, a couple of those.
And I don't know whether to do that this time of year, or should that come in the spring?
I would do it in the spring, personally. I think that would be the better time to do it. And again, you just have too much going on, and you don't really want to plant it before winter comes. So I would do that in the spring.
Because you got to get those roots established.
Are you going to the train festival in Otter Creek?
I haven't heard anything change on that as far as security.
I know that the last I heard was that the Levy County Police or Sheriff was going to be the security there. And I have to say, with everything that's going on, that doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy about protection.
I don't think it's safe what's going on in Otter Creek.
I don't think it's safe at all.
What's not going on.
And it's not just Otter Creek, it's all of Levy County, but especially Otter Creek with a bigger focus. But it's just not right what's going on there.
That's what
I do not want to put myself in a situation like that.
I do want to say this, because this is why I was listening to Megan last night. And Tug was there too. I believe it was Megan's Live. And she was talking about the reason that she thinks this is happening. And I was listening because I have my thoughts. And of course, Madam Mayor has her thoughts, and ours are pretty similar because we've lived it. Yeah, sometimes, not always. But on this matter, it's very blatantly obvious. If you've lived there any amount of time and owning the campground and having been the mayor of the town, you got to see it from another angle. There is in a very deep entrenched good old boy system there. The Meeks family is very embedded.
Nepotism.
There's a lot of nepotism. There's a lot of now. Some of the nepotism may not be in clear definition of nepotism. It could be a couple of cousins removed or a sister or brother removed. So therefore, legally, it's not nepotism. I'm telling you, that's nepotism. I don't care what they call it. So there is a deep-rooted, good old boy. We don't like the visitors coming to Florida. And we especially don't like YouTubers. And there is a lot of that going on. I don't understand it. You don't have to like the YouTubers. Really don't care. And, I can't speak for
the bottom line is they are not there to protect and serve.
They're not there to protect and serve everyone. They're there to protect and serve themselves. So when someone comes from out of town and they're flashing a camera, they have an immediate bias. They don't look at the fact that someone pulled a gun on him. He wasn't scared. He had a camera. This camera doesn't mean he wasn't scared.
A camera is what you have to have.
Yeah,
and they've made it clear.
They have said it so many
everybody
times
that you have to record everything. They have made that clear.
So which is it? You don't record and you're scared, or you don't record and they don't arrest?
They just make up the rules as they go.
They do. They fit the rules to fit the situation. So that's their response. So
if that's what I have as my protection, then I'm not going to go to the festival.
Yeah.
Because I can't rely on them to protect and serve me.
No.
It seems we're on the list of who they're not going to protect and serve. And I don't really understand why they've gone out of their way to create this problem that they've created.
I don't know how Tennessee handles things. We don't have any experience here yet, and we hope we don't get that experience. But I cannot imagine anywhere I've ever lived, they investigate. Levy County doesn't investigate. They ask a couple of questions here and there, but they don't go to the second layer. They don't peel back the onion. They don't do the work. They don't do the work that's involved. Because if they did, if they looked at this video or they looked at that video, or in the West situation, why didn't they talk to her? Why didn't they bring, I think she did actually finally show up down there, but they didn't hold her opinion as at the same credit as his. Is that because she's a female? It's because they don't want to hear that side of the story? I don't know. You speculate. All I know is there's a lot of things that happen in Levy County that would get you arrested anywhere else.
Those are facts.
And that's scary. That's a place I don't want to live. That's a place I don't want no part of. We're paying taxes. We pay your salary to protect us. And you can't do that? I say you're fired, or I'm out. I'll find another place to live. I'll put taxes into another town where they are protecting me.
It's very, very scary.
I wouldn't give them another dime. They're not doing nothing. Yeah,
that
gets me really upset. So I get ramped up on that because that's blatant wrong. It doesn't matter if he has a camera. It doesn't matter if you like him. The fact is, did he pull a pew-pew or he didn't? Yes or no?
The facts are the facts.
It should be a flow chart. Yes, he did. Then you go to the next step.
You shouldn't conduct yourself with any kind of bias in those positions. Facts. That's it.
How about the 40 phone calls that Lynette calls? She'll call because she has a property marker that was moved. That's not 911. That's not law enforcement. My goodness. They should start billing her for those fraudulent calls to 911 that are not 911 based.
They've created this problem by not doing their jobs.
If I was the dispatcher and she's calling, they all know them by name. They probably know their voice by now. Lynette, what's the name? They say it anyway. You ought to record a line. What's the nature of your emergency or something to that regard, right? If it's not an emergency, click. Seriously, that's not an emergency. Dial 511. That's information. You can call the back desk. Someone else can handle that. This is an emergency hotline that's for emergencies only.
I thought everybody knew that. I thought that was common sense.
Not so common.
You dial 911 for emergency and you dial the back line for anything else. I've heard of people calling 911 to ask what time it is or to report when their electric's out. All kinds of silly things.
You got some great sheriffs, and you got some famous sheriffs in Florida. You might remember their names. Woods is one.
Billy Woods.
He has his
and
own
Grady.
Facebook group, and Grady. Oh, excellent
sheriffs.
They don't put up with nothing. He'll make the media just walk out with their tail between their legs. They are so good. Why can't we get a sheriff like that in Levy County? Because they don't have one now. They got a guy that comes in, checks his email, and goes home. Does nothing. He's worthless. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something, so I stopped.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I didn't know if I could stop
I need to
you.
stop.
Thank you, Chance.
Hey, Chance. I need to reel it in sometimes.
Not fun fact, the SCOTUS has ruled that law enforcement has no duty to protect people.
Oh, wow, really?
Well, I don't know what their duty is then.
What's their duty?
Yeah, what is their duty?
I thought on all the patrol
Did they
cars
say?
it says, what is it? Serve, protect. What is it? It's all like all the patrol cars. Serve, protect, and something else.
I don't know.
If they're not doing those things, then
what's the point?
Towns, you need to look at this. They work for the mayor. Don't get me started. Oh. Megan Fox, this is for you. You probably don't watch us, but somebody that does watch you, watches us, may tell you. You guys said, you and Tugger, you said you were going to go back and investigate this water thing in Otter Creek that goes way back. Reach out to Madam Mayor. She has a lot of information on who you need to talk to.
I do.
You got a lot of names that are players in that whole water thing, and it's not just the ones that have been exposed in the last couple of years. There's other little twists and turns that you may be familiar with, you may not be. So when you go to dig and you want to find the facts on this whole water thing, she may be able to give you some guidance in a direction that you haven't thought about, or to help your investigation go a little easier. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
And I thank everybody for your continued prayers. I know I was reading in the comments, a lot of people are still praying for all of us, Jeremy, George, Deanna, Travis, and we appreciate that so much.
And believe me when I say this, the truth on all of these matters is going to come out.
It always does. You can't hide it. The light will shine on the truth.
There is, like, some of these, and I'm not going to go too much into details with these other channels, but I could debunk about 75% of what they're saying. I have proof of right here in this phone. And this proof has been provided. It has not come out. It will come out at the due time. I'm not going to litigate here on YouTube. I'm not going to litigate in social media. But if you want to find out what it is I have, then accuse me of something and I'll debunk it. Guaranteed. If I don't have it, she has it. We have text messages that go 2 and 3 years back.
Thank you, Veda. I hope I said that right. You know, the truth always comes out. And again, as I said before, you can listen to the other channels that are so negative. And is that what makes anybody feel good? If that's what you enjoy and that's what makes you feel good, then nobody's stopping you from watching it.
Even if you're in that chat group and you're not part of the scandal, or you don't have a dog in the fight, you know in your gut that what they're doing is wrong.
Anything you're taking in is still going to have effect on you and the things you do and how you feel. So it's like the garbage in, garbage out. So if you're listening to anybody who's not lifting you up and providing something good for you, I don't think it's healthy for you to continue on that route. But it's your choice. It's a decision for you to make. But I should just, suggest that you have a listen and really evaluate what those things are doing for you or not doing for you and make a good decision. It's your choice. You can tune into whomever you want, but just make sure you're taking care of yourself and doing healthy things for yourself. because it's easy to get stuck in negative pits, and there's better things to listen to.
There is.
There really is. So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Thank you, Wanda. Hello
Thanks,
to
Wanda.
you too. But yeah, you can't hide the truth. Everything will come out.
I'm almost anxious for it to come out.
Unfortunately, when you're doing God's work, there's a lot of people, the devil does not like it, and he is so agitated. So you always know when you're doing the right thing or you're doing good things when all this negative's hitting and the devil's over here working in the background, and you're like, ooh, I must have irritated him a lot. We are doing good stuff here. And you just got to keep trucking and doing God's work. If you look back at the disciples with Jesus, they were persecuted many times.
Yeah.
All throughout history, you can see that. And the Bible never said anything was going to be easy.
Nope.
Never did it say that you're going to pray for something and poof, you're going to get it. Matter of fact, the more good stuff you do, the more problems you're probably going to have, because the devil doesn't like it. And he's just going to keep throwing stuff your way. But you just got to keep your focus on what's good and what's right. And that's all that matters. You're never alone, and God will never leave you. He's always with you, and you just can keep fighting the good fight.
All you
got to keep doing it every day, and just go like that with the negative and keep focus on God. He'll get you through it.
God only reveals himself to you if you open yourself up to him. You have to make the first move.
That is correct.
He does not tell you or enlighten you to everything until you ask for it. Then he will show it to you.
And that's a spoiler alert, everybody.
Wants you to do
God
that.
is going to win. He's in the house. He's everywhere, all over the place, all at once. And he's the one who sees what's going to happen and controls that. So don't think the devil's going to win. I don't even give him anything. I rebuke him.
Yeah.
All day long.
And these channels, they're so hateful, and I don't understand why. I really don't understand it. Are they this miserable with their lives? Why do you have attorneys, or anyone for that matter, who's going to live chat 7, 8, 9 hours in the middle of the morning? Meth heads do that. That's who does that. That's the only people that do that. Everyone else has to get their rest so they can get up and go to work the next day, or get up and do something productive the next day. Who sits there on a freaking and does high school bashing all night? Who does that? Like, what is wrong with you? Something's wrong.
Pray for them.
Get some help. Yeah, we're supposed to pray for them.
Everybody pray for them.
It's hard to pray for them. It is.
But it's what you got to do.
It's what you're told to do. It's what you're supposed to do. So
pray for us. Pray for them. Pray for Otter Creek.
Yeah.
We pray for all of you.
Yeah.
And we just got to keep it together, everybody.
Band together. Everybody knows who the good and the bad people are, because they divide you. It's like, oh, you're friends with Federal Nation, therefore I don't like you. You know why we weren't liked? Because we're friends of Jeremy. Jeremy hasn't done anything to us. He's been nice from the very first day he came into the campground. We didn't even know we knew what YouTube was, but we didn't know what a YouTuber did. We knew nothing about it because we don't YouTube. We do now, after him for 2 years telling us we need to start a channel. But we didn't really know what it was, and he didn't push it on us.
And I think it's silly that everybody has this big theory that Jeremy just stormed into the town and made it bad and all these other things, because that didn't happen at all. Everything was already bad, and stuff had been going on there for many years.
30 years,
and the people that started filming in that town when they got into town was none other than John Cook. It wasn't Jeremy. He didn't do any of that until he had to. Not wanted to, had to.
Yeah.
So they're good people, and I'm proud to be their friends. And I applaud their success on Whatnot and the positive things they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think it's lovely to hear.
Whatnot is a great fit for them.
That they're doing good things and they continue to keep rising above everything and doing what God's called them to do. I applaud them. I pray for them. And I'm just proud to be friends with Jeremy, George, Deanna, Travis.
They're great people.
They're great people doing good things.
And if you look, he's always done good things. If you go all back, if you know more than just what the headliners are putting out, we do know more than just what the headliners have put out. We've heard the accusations, and we're like, well, they don't know this side of the story at all, do they? They either don't care.
Nobody knows all of the story.
Right. There is always another side. Get the other side before you plaster it.
But it's pretty easy to see who's doing good things and who is not. Now, maybe sometimes people handle things different than you would.
Right.
Not all of us handle anything the same.
I've got a lot more patience.
That's no reason to dislike
I got a lot more patience than
people.
I used to. I used to lose my stuff.
And God's the one who can help you with that. So, it's something to pray on. We all have our faults. Pray on your faults.
Sometimes you get bogged down with the details of something, and you're not looking at the bigger picture. Because sometimes if you look at the bigger picture.
Oh, I see Jessica. Hello.
Really, Jessica. Well, good. We should do mail while she's on here.
Oh, you want to get done with all
Let's
of this?
do some positive
stuff.
You
want to do
here.
Some positive stuff?
Positive stuff.
We're going to deliver some mail.
You've got mail.
Chuck it out as you're driving. You got to chuck the mail out.
All right. In no particular order. In fact, Jason, you still in the chat? Jason gave us this beautiful plate. I wanted to put it up here front and center. He sent several things, so I'm going to finish with Jason. So you're my bookends, Jason. He gave us this beautiful plate. We appreciate it. This is what their license plate looks like. It has the bear in it.
I thought that was so cool. Yeah. And I'm drinking some chaga tea thanks to Jason.
Look at that. And
I know Jason said we need to make some moose chili, but we're all out of moose.
We're out of moose.
It was good while it lasted.
We need to go get some more, I can tell you that.
I'm all out of moose.
Oh, I said
I'm so lost without you.
So I'm going to call out Jessica because she sent us something.
This is so sweet what Jessica sent us.
Very thoughtful.
It's our first Christmas thing. We sold all our Christmas stuff. So this is our very first Christmas thing. So exciting. It's the first Christmas in Tennessee, 2024.
Isn't that cute? It's a little piece of wood.
I had the biggest smile when I opened that, and I said, "Oh, Jessica!"
It was so cute.
I love my Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
That's the only thing that stinks that I would love to go down to Otter Creek for is I miss all my good peeps.
Yeah, fun peeps. We used to have a blast before the meeting, and then the meeting was starting. It's like,
Those are the things that made it bearable. Being there is all the beautiful, wonderful people.
This is from Michelle Hoffert.
This is so cool.
So we always know where we're going. Directional sign.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much. I love it.
And it's kind of our theme anyway.
Our logo.
It's our logo, yeah.
So it's awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much. We'll find a great place to put that. Yeah. Ooh. We thought, well, let me show him first. These are coming out of Mayor, so I'm going to let you take them out.
My big feet. Look at these cool shoes.
Now, so we thought these were the shoes that never made it to us in Alaska.
But yeah, while we were in Alaska, somebody had purchased a pair of shoes like this and also a set of bowls that never made it. So I certainly hope that they got refunded their money. They never sent any tracking. But I thank you so much for these. I can't wait to go on a hike. So maybe this week we can go on a hike.
Sure.
Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm hearing it.
I'm making it up.
Hope you don't get blisters.
I love these.
Delia Espinosa. So we thank you for those.
She said, Love your channel. You both have beautiful, caring hearts. Thank you for sharing your lives, and God bless you both. Thank you so much. I'm going to love these. Now I just got to get you a pair.
And you know what? Sometimes we question this channel, her more than me, and she's like, because we have had conversations about just pulling the channel and just getting on with our lives and be done with it. But so we're not doing it for money, but we're doing it because we enjoy the people that are watching this channel. We don't want to disappoint for the fans, for lack of a better word. The people that are watching us.
I love getting to take everybody on our adventures.
If we can change
and
someone's
sharing
life
stuff,
or add the happiness to someone's life, then that's what makes it worthwhile to us. And that's why she's back in it. I'm ready to go. I'm like, wow, okay, good.
It's y'all. Y'all are the reason. So, and I like to be able to share positivity with everybody. It's been quite a life, and I can look back, and I'm sure we all have those stories where so many different things have happened throughout our life, and it's been a roller coaster. And sometimes I think maybe I should even start another channel or even a group just to talk to some people about my experiences in life. And I'm so grateful for the things I've experienced, good and bad, because they've made me into the person I am, and I'm still growing and changing every day. And I love being able to share that with everybody.
She's good people. I'm telling you, that's why I married her. Madam Marriage Adventures. Okay, Jason, you're back on the block. You're back on the chopping block here.
Look at this. Thank you, Jason.
This is made out of birch wood.
And it's so nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth.
And when I open this beautiful gift from Jason, I do miss Jason and his family so much because they're such special people. So it just makes me remember them and all the family dinners that we spent. And I do miss them incredibly. And it stinks to think it might be a while before we see them again. But we are always in each other's thoughts, and we're forever friends.
Him and his mom make these, along with a lot of other items. They stitch these by hand. So this is a quilted placemat.
So beautiful. Now we just got to get our dinner table to go with it.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
Maybe this week we're going to go to Lynchburg again and check out tables.
It's another placemat.
And this matches my bowl koozie that he gave me.
Yep.
So I, of course, opened it and was thinking everybody and got a little misty-eyed, missing my friends.
You got two of those. They're exactly the same.
Thank you, Jason. You're so sweet.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Anything you need from around here, please get in touch with me and let me know.
We do owe him a Alabama bowl koozie. We kind of forgot about it this weekend. We'll have to get it next weekend.
Yep. So if there's anything else you want us to grab you so we can make you a nice present. Otherwise, I might just throw in some surprises. You never know.
And that's all our mail. Simple and sweet.
Thank you so much for everybody that sent something. We really appreciate it. It means so much. And we also want to thank our members too for the support and love you guys show us. We try to do a live every week, if not a video for the members. And this past week, what did we do this past week? Was that when we were hanging out on the boat dock, I think?
Yeah, we did some boat dock hanging.
This week, we're thinking of going out on the boat because I want to go out on the boat this week. Maybe we can take our members out on a boat ride. Yeah. So we do appreciate all the love and support. Anybody who sent us anything from our Amazon wish list, or they just sent us something that they wanted to send us to the P.O. box. It's really sweet, and we appreciate everything. We love you guys. You're the reason we do this. And we just thank you too for taking your time on Sundays to spend with us, getting to know each other better.
The way we view you guys is I'd rather have one good friend than to have 10 fake friends.
Yeah.
Just give me one good one.
Yep. It's not about having 1 million subscribers and all these views and all that. It's about quality, not quantity.
Because, even Jeremy will attest. the bigger your channel gets, the more problems you're going to have to.
Well, that's with money too. The more money you have, the more
right.
problems you have.
You need, everything has to be in moderation.
Yeah.
Everything. The food you eat in moderation. You can have some snacks. You just can't gorge on them.
Otherwise, you got a whole bunch of weight to lose, and that takes time.
You got problems. So
now I got problems.
Even too much money. People that have too much money have a problem spending it in the right ways. So,
and we want to thank our wonderful moderator, Jessica. And I don't think Deanna's on here today, but I know she's been super, super busy.
Super busy.
But we thank you both. We miss you both.
Yep. And love goes out to all of our close friends from Otter Creek.
Yep. And just remember, stay strong, keep doing good, keep boosting each other up, and just love on each other every day, no matter where you're at. Smile at people. It's just the little things.
Just be friendly.
That's just what we're called to do. That's
we came here
sharing the good news.
The biggest thing we've noticed here, and more people have said it than probably half the people that we met said, yeah, that's why I moved here. They came to visit. They liked it. They came back.
And the people are nice. They talk to each other. They really care about your day. But sometimes that's all there is to spreading the good news, is spreading a smile.
Because
being kind to each other.
We noticed it like that. And now what are we doing? We're sharing it with, 800 other people. And some of you are probably from Tennessee and they go, yep, that's exactly why we moved here.
But no matter where you're at, make it like a domino effect. Just start doing it. And maybe you'll pass on some smiles and you'll pass on some good stuff. I've noticed too, sometimes you go out to eat and your server may be having a bad day. Give her a compliment. Give her a little extra tip. You don't know what she or he is going through.
Right.
So just a little compliment. Oh, I like your hair. I like your earrings. You have beautiful eyes. Your skin looks so nice. Whatever. That could change somebody's day. You have no idea. Just one little sweet word changes everything. And then they go and they might change somebody else's day. Yeah. I've heard many of stories where people were in dire straits, ready to do really not good things. And one person came along and gave them a compliment, gave them a smile. And they thought in the back of their mind that they shouldn't do the things they were thinking about doing. Right. You can really have huge impact. So just think about that as you go through your week and try to do good things for other people.
Yeah.
But was there anything else?
No, I'm good. Is there any last minute questions in the chat there before we close it up?
Let me see real quick if I see.
Don't forget to watch What the Hell's Tonight, because he's going to have a special guest on. That's supposed to be good. What you're doing, Willis has been mentioning it. We're mentioning it. And no, we don't know who it is. So
Jessica, if you have some tater tots for dinner, just do it in moderation. Don't put too much ketchup on there. Use plenty of mustard.
She's a mustard girl.
I love mustard. Where some people love ketchup, like my good friend Jeremy, I love the mustard. The mustard.
I like mustard in moderation.
I love the mustard.
I love moose, though.
Yes.
We can send that moose up.
I need me some moose. Let's see. Anything else?
Anything else before we?
Someone wants to know if you still have groundhogs.
I haven't seen them.
Moderation for the moderator, Jessica. I haven't seen the groundhogs this week.
Not this week, no.
Maybe they got evicted.
Perhaps.
That would be great. Lloyd is doing well.
We did talk to him a few days ago.
We did speak to him. He's doing very well.
He's doing good.
So thank you again for all your support and prayers for him. He appreciates everybody's love and support. And he is yet another person who had changed thanks to people's love and support. And that's just another example of the good things you can do for people.
He was at wit's end. He was really at the end of his rope. He needed some help. And the 5 of us were in a position that we could help. So we each could give something. So we did.
I haven't seen any snakes. We did see a snake on the walking trail this week, but not in our yard.
Not here.
So, all right.
So we have a big Well, it's an acre and a half here, but we have a really long front yard. It's kind of narrow, but it's kind of round in the middle because the road it bulges out around the property. So you almost drive right through the front yard if you don't follow the road. So our yard kind of sticks out in the road is the way I'm trying to describe it.
Okay. Nope, no long driveway for us.
Nope, they're both very short. Very short. But that's not to say that that's a foreshadow of anything else that may be short.
Anywho.
Just saying.
Anywho. All right. So I think we're going to sign off now.
Yep.
Love all of you.
Appreciate you guys.
Keep being positive, and thank you so much for everything you do for us. And I hope we've been able to spread some positivity and smiles your way today and all throughout your week. So we'll talk to y'all soon.
Maybe we'll do a boat video for everyone, not just the members only.
For everyone.
Yeah. We're a little scared to take the camera onto the jet ski.
Yeah.
If we can figure out a safe way to do that, we might.
I don't know about that.
But we've been throwing it around in our head. But if we lose our phone, we'll be really upset.
Yeah, so I don't know about that. You need to get a GoPro or something for that.
We don't have something for that. So we are thinking about, do any of you in the chat, if you do, give us an email. If you're knowledgeable on, what are they? They fly and they got the camera on them.
Oh, brain fart.
Yeah, no, you get in front of a camera and you can't think. What are they called?
A drone.
Drone, thank you.
Brain fart.
A good drone with a camera, decent battery life. We'd love to get some views of this area. We think it's beautiful. There's mountains, there's water, it's just gorgeous. So we'd like to get up in the sky.
Yep. So possibly we could get a drone and a GoPro. I don't know much about either one of them. So if anybody knows, drop me an email, drop it in the comments. I know we had some people when we first started telling us about some, but we weren't really ready and didn't pull the trigger. So I guess we're revisiting that now.
They talked about a DJ3, but what we want is good value. It's not about being cheaper or too expensive. We want a good value. So if that's an $800 drone that has excellent picture quality and good battery life and gets good reviews and all of that has a good value, then we'll spend it. But we don't want to overspend or underspend. We want to get a good product.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be top of the line, but I want it to be a good value. You understand?
You understand?
Yeah.
You understand? You understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to all the lovely people.
Bye, lovely people.
For real this time.
Thanks for joining us on Moderator's Adventures, where adventure is always right around the corner.
And some boom chicka pop to you.
Boom chicka pop.
All right.
Night, guys. Love y'all.
Ciao. Peace.